Be like Joe Pyfer. We said it time and time again. Abdul Alhassan, I said, why is this guy being subdued given the limelight of Joe Pyfer? How has this dude built himself up where he's replaced a veteran of the game who's knocked out some of the best dudes to do it? And he closed, once again, as like a minus 450 favorite. We know why. Because Joe Pyfer is the real deal. He says, knock you out, no need. How about I grab that arm triangle and I put you to bed? That was a beautiful display. Versatile Joe Pyfer. What do you got, AJ?
Versatile, mean Derek, and powerful in there. He not only had I'm not saying power in just the fact of his hands and the strikes he was doing, but in his presence he presented in the cage. We saw Abdul Hassan have that 1,000-yard stare, not even when he was going to sleep, but the entire fight when things were hitting him, he was looking, trying to find a way. Body bags made it look not easy, but fluid. And I think that's one of the things I liked most about this. Joe Pyfer looked very, very calm, not calm in there, but like composed in there. It was a good fight. This was a hell of a showing for Joe Pyfer, man. I'm excited to see who they put him up next. What do you think about this one, Derek?
I think composed is a really good word, but I think more than anything else was just not overwhelmed by the limelight, the name in front of him, right? It felt like he almost meant he was meant to be in this moment and to capitalize on that moment. Kind of like that Grant Dawson stuff where he's like, well, if I want to be where I want to be, these are the fights that I need to win. The scariest part about it is that he went toe for toe in the pocket phone booth with Razal Alhassan, and that's what worried me. That's where I was like, that's where you get the hedge on Alhassan because it only takes one shot. But AJ, was there merit in what I had mentioned originally, talking about how in the grand scheme of things, Pyfer could have won that fight just purely off of volume. Just Alhassan doesn't throw enough to even win that fight. Was it necessary for him to go in for the kill that way? Or do you think that in future fights, going up the rankings, he should maybe stand down a little bit and take that chill approach? I'm just going to point you in, get the dub, because you're playing with fire, and the higher you go, the more hot that fire gets. What do you think?
I want to say that's a smarter approach for Joe Pyfer, at least on paper, right? Like stay the course, kind of maintain, be comfortable in there, not necessarily point him up, but fight your fight in order to have it, be the best outcome for you. But again, Derek, you can't really get to that top upper echelon as fast as you want if you're not doing the things he did in this kind of fight, which is stand toe to toe with the big dogs, get in there, earn that respect, and kind of put a little bit of shake in everybody else's boots in the back curtain, because Joe Pyfer's gonna be there, gonna be fighting that same kind of style. I like that one a little bit more for him, that aggressive, that kind of reckless abandonment, if you will. I'm not saying it leads to championships, but I am saying it leads to a path forward. And once we get to that kind of top upper echelon, then maybe we might see a switch up. Maybe we won't. Maybe he keeps it the same. I like this style for him, especially because, like you said on the mic, man, he came from nothing. He has nothing to lose. He's got no worries about it. He's here fighting for his country. He's here fighting for his fans and his family. You got to love that, especially if it's a guy who's willing just to get in there and throw down like a dog.
And I think even more beautiful than everything that was pretty much summed up about this journey of Joe Pyfer so far is that he really is showing, man, if you're not willing to play the full game here, I'm going to take you to school. The man had not had a submission victory since 2019 on the regional scene when he was like 4-0, right? So he comes in, grabs the standing arm triangle. I thought we were going to see a Jessica Andrade moment for a second right there against Amanda Lemos, right? Grabs the standing arm triangle, doesn't get it, follows it back up. And one of the things that he said was, hey, man, that's not something I really game plan for. That's just my go-to. So when it's there, I go for it. And you got to love that. Do jiu-jitsu, do kickboxing, be versatile. As Abdul Alhassan, man, that's judo thunder right there, man. So, I was hoping we'd see a little more grappling. Didn't, but be like Joe Pyfer. Big win.